Okay, Parker, here we're gonna make the tamale pie. And you gotta have, this is 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes, has to be crushed tomatoes. 1 can of diced tomatoes, and that is 14.5 ounces. We're probably gonna use just a little over 1 bag of cheese, so I got 2 of them. 1 yellow onion that I've already chopped up. These are 2 Anaheim peppers, but you can use like a jalapeno or a serrano if you want. These aren't as hot. And then there's 3 cloves of garlic chopped. And right now we have 1.5 cups of cornmeal. We might add a little more because I really never have measured this before. And then a teaspoon of cayenne powder, a teaspoon of cumin, and probably a teaspoon of cracked black pepper. 1 of these of sour cream, should be 16 ounces. And a cube of real butter, not the fake shit. And here are the chopped olives. You see that? That's the one thing we forgot at the store. I forgot at the store. And then the meat. Did I say anything about the meat yet? No. Okay, the meat. We got about 1.5 pounds of ground beef. And then we're gonna go over this way. And we got the oven on 420, heating up. So I'm gonna start browning the meat first in here. So I'll get to that. I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, and also we've got to add 1 package of frozen corn. I like the frozen better because it's not as sweet as the canned stuff. So there you go. Oh, I should have said, well, let me get it heated up first. Okay, you can probably need to, are you still taping? Okay, so we got the stove on about medium high right now. And I put a cube of butter in there. It's gonna melt, and I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in there to keep the butter from burning. And that'll take a minute to all melt down, so we'll get back to you in just a second. Okay, so we're gonna add we got the butter melting, we're gonna add in the onions and the green peppers. And I got the garlic here, but we're gonna wait a couple of minutes to add that because it'll burn if I add it too soon. Okay, so now we've been cooking the onions and the peppers for a few minutes, and we're gonna just put the garlic in now. And we're gonna go probably another 2 minutes. Then we're gonna take it out and put it in a separate bowl. And then we're gonna put the ground meat in and brown the meat. So we'll get to that in just a minute. We're going, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, we just took the onions and the peppers and garlic out. So I'm gonna just put it back on the fire and get the ground beef on here real quick. And we'll saute this till it's all, or brown it until it's all brown. Probably about 5 minutes. See you in a few minutes. We got the beef browned up. Now we're gonna add back into it the onions, peppers, and garlic with that 1 stick of butter. And we're just gonna start to add everything else. First is our olives. So we're gonna pour those right in there. And then we'll go for the tomatoes. Doesn't that look good, Josh?
Looks damn tasty.
And I'm just gonna rinse out this can a little bit to get the rest of it out. And you know, one thing I didn't talk about yet was the salt. So, am I moving too fast?
That's good.
So I'm just gonna put some salt in there. And this is kosher salt. It doesn't matter what kind you use, but you just salt it till it tastes right. And then remember the cheese that we're gonna add has salt in it too. So we're just gonna keep this on medium heat just to keep it all warming up until we get it in the oven. Now we're gonna go back for the corn and the spices. That's Jacob. Jacob's calling. Okay, hold on just a second. What's up, Jacob? Hey. So I'm making tamale pie right now, and Hayden's videoing me. So that maybe you'll get some in a couple of weeks or a week and a half or so. So I added the spices, but what I should have done was added those spices when I was browning the meat, but I don't think it'll matter. I just kind of forgot. And I'm just gonna mix it up a little. Now we're gonna add the corn. I'm just gonna bring all this over here. The whole bag of corn. The whole thing of sour cream. Now, back to the cheese. This is 2 cups per bag, so I think it is. Well, anyway, it's 7 ounces. Here's 1 bag. And we're gonna mix it up a little bit. Actually, we're gonna mix it up a lot. Yeah, it's pretty thick. So you just kind of have to guess at this point, see how thick it is. I'm just gonna taste it to see if it needs more salt real quick. Yeah, a little bit more. Actually, I'm gonna put in a little bit more. And now, the cornmeal. This is 1.5 cups of cornmeal. I don't ever measure things when I make this, so I'm just guessing right now, but I'll let you know if we're gonna add some more. Yeah, we're gonna add more. Definitely.
Oh yeah, the box with it.
Another 1/2 cup. Yeah, you don't want to forget those olives when you do it, because that actually gives it a lot of flavor. And our invisible olives probably aren't going to be that tasty. There we go. Now it's done, except for some cheese on top. Okay, that's good enough. That's about half of that bag. Now, lid on, stove off, oven's at 420, about 45 minutes. So we'll set the timer. And we'll be back in 45 minutes. Okay, so we're just put it on broil for the last few minutes to get the cheese. I took the lid off to get the cheese a little bit brown. And then, of course, you gotta serve with cholula. All right. Okay, we just took it out about maybe 50-55 minutes. In the last few minutes, put it on broil, and it's all ready to go. That looks good. But you want to let it set for a few minutes because it's hot as can be. Yep, that's perfect. Minus the olives, of course. And then back to the cholula. Gotta have the cholula. All right, enjoy.